any major disconnection issues as well. So we have both teams playing at full strength. There was a moment in draft number 2 where we were afraid that Murdoch was not going to be able to join and we would have needed a last-minute stand-in. Luckily, that has not played out.
How is it you heard
It was pretty hype. If it was like a maybe Div 1 matchup, I might side slightly or considerably with Electronic Boys. Because Div 2, there's so much of the comfort picks coming into play, and there's so much of the fact that like if you're a good player, you can outclass the enemy, and Luki might have a chance. It honestly could be anyone's game. But I really like Electronic Boys draft. This Razor carry is really good. Also, what a tree cut there by Ziz. Did you see that? Wow.
I did see it.
That's a Dota player right there, huh?
In fact, we have the technology to see that one again.
Oh, wow. Yes, thank you, please.
I know. He saw that one coming. I didn't toggle to vision, but we still can just take a look at how clean that one was. Whew! Blink and you miss it. Tree cut right as the bushwhack was coming. He said, not today. I will not be feeding my first blood. Good luck next time. But it's going to be the 2-for-2 rune swap. Camp blocked middle. This one, yeah, that looks like it's blocking. It probably is. I assume they wouldn't have put it down otherwise. And yeah, just as expected, Team DogChamp will do the same as well for the TA. So mid camp's both blocked. They're gonna need to run out some sentries.
All right. Lots of the bounties though, right? I think.
2-for-2.
Oh, their short's actually E-boys. I guess I have to accept that then.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I call them E-boys. It flows. It flows.
I apologize.
It flows.
I apologize. They ruined the chat ruined the name for me though. They suggested some other things that I did not think about. But all right, I'm sorry, Speed. I apologize. I didn't mean to make fun of your team name. I genuinely thought it was just a. Yeah.
What? They're just Electronic Boys. I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, chat. Anyway, top lane is going to be really tough for Loki. I can't imagine you get much out of the lane. The only good thing that I always mention with Pango is that, honestly, he's a good hero at recovery. Like, he is a good hero. Like, he's very similar to Centaur. He pushes lane out super quickly. He's really good at dead laning, and he's really good at, like, taking dangerous farm. He suits a new way of playing Dota as well. So, that I've been taught about.
The new way of playing Dota. And that...
Yeah, as in, like, the meta... Again, not my words. Actually, I should give credit for this. Fear was teaching me about this yesterday. Much like, you know, remember Winter when he told you, like, hey, you're stupid, let me teach you Dota? Fear had that same moment with me yesterday. And I was telling me about, like, how the idea that, like, the people are changing the way they see the map. So before, you would just kind of... So as the game changes, you swap sides of the map, right, with the jungles, and then you kind of play your side, right? That's the idea. Very simple. And then you have one person, usually the 5, playing the more dangerous part of the map. Easy, right? That's understandable. But now people realize that that's actually not the most efficient way to play, so they're playing a more 2-1-2 kind of style, where even when you're in the dangerous side of the map, there's someone there covering them, potentially for either blocking ganks or creating counter initiation, right? And also, the person kind of in the middle sometimes is both looking for catch and looking to cut lanes. So it's a much more complex and alive way of playing that kind of Dota. And heroes like Puck, Pango, for example, are naturally gifted to play that style of Dota. And if you look at tier 1 teams, you'll see that style being much more prevalent. Team Spirit plays it a lot. The vision game that everyone talks about, that's how Team Spirit abused it, by playing a different way of seeing the map, per se.
Yep, I think you can do it with anyone that builds BOTs, though, that 2-1-2 style. Better, you know, there are heroes that are better for it. Yesterday we had Nico playing... I
mean, you can do it with anyone. It's just it naturally...
Top lane, Loki.
Loki's
yeah, that's a big leash. Ooh, he's going to live. Yeah, close. Razor, Murdoch, he paid for the top-end leash. He didn't just go to Amazon Basics for that one. I
mean, you're buying a pangolin, you better have a good leash.
Exactly.
Right?
That was a long leash.
Those things break your couch, dude. They're like really angry because they're looking for ants. But like I was saying, the 2-1-2 style can play with any number of heroes, right? It's just that these heroes naturally transition to that style more so than Boots of Travel Builders. Boots of Travel Builders not so much actually. Like it's not the idea of being everyone on the map. It's the idea of playing the map a bit differently and a bit more, I guess, complicated by adding the cutting lanes into your usual repertoire of finding farm.
Yeah, like a Bat Rider, right? Who builds BOTs, Octarine, Shard.
Yeah, like a Bat Rider was a good example. For example, like a Lesh I wouldn't put in that category though, even though he builds BOTs. Or a Lina, right? It depends. Bat Rider is a good example though, because he does have the Firefly movement speed.
Albino Zebra.
Very technical stuff.
Trouble. He's gonna die. That's first blood. Murdoch not gonna be able to turn either. Oh, actually, again, that leash is long, but not long enough, as the creeps will block him from taking a path through the tree. Speed is going to maybe look and turn. He's gonna spin on the bear. And there's going to be another Scatter Blast, level 2, so another Scatter Blast build game here. Throw it the Snapfire. She just looks to bully the Ursa a bit more.
That was kind of you.
And for what the lane is, nah, I was gonna say give some looky a chance, but really Murdoch is destroying this. The fact that you only have to go for 1 point in static link actually might be the best build. Because usually you only put 2 because the second point is such high value. But this 1 point indicates he's going to break my leash anyway. It's more the threat of the leash. And the plasma field will destroy the Pango regardless and help you farm later on in the game.
Oklahoma.
TA is going to die, I think, to Fate. Yep.
Yep.
Burns, doesn't it?
Courier.
This lane is not good for the TA anymore, guys. In case you guys thought that, it really isn't.
I think it's just, I don't even know what changed that much about. I guess it's the regen-rich meta. Lino was always a bottle builder anyway. But I think this extra 2 seconds to fire a soul, it was, I mean, that was an old change, right? It was like 729, was it? That they changed that?
I mean, it's been Lina favored for a while. It's not like it's a new thing.
Right, right.
Perhaps it's always been Lina favored and people were just playing it badly, right? It's hard to tell, honestly. Because now people play around the attack speed and you play Lina as a right-clicker and you go and say, oh, why was it ever TA favored? I guess because you can't Laguna Blade her, but that's not a big deal these days.
Well, yeah, because you would use her and then she would come down with melds and then you would set up your whole combo and it wouldn't really work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But not the case anymore.
Yeah, I just think Fiery Soul got some decent buffs, I guess. That must have been why it came back. I remember when they changed that, everyone started playing Lina as a 4, and then Lina's would just build super aggressive or super greedy anyway, and they'd be like, you know what, just put her mid. Just put her mid. I'm sure she'll be fine. And she was, and she still is here.
Yeah, that's why the Lina 4 is pretty bad right now. It doesn't really suit. Ever since they changed the cooldowns for Dragon Slave and for Lightstriker 8, that was older. But Dragon Slave was the recent one. Just feels bad. You just don't deal enough damage to do spells.
Oh, there's this.
But right-click Alina is good.
Kinetic Fields. Yes. Oh, Cookie.
Oh, good Cookie. Very good Cookie. He might die. He wants to get the kill before he dies. Good choice. Best you could do there, but I still think it was a bit of an overcommitment there. Not worth you dying for snap.
There's a TP mid lane, so now they know Luki's alone, and he actually just committed Swashbuckle to secure some creeps, so he's going to die. Yeah, Murdoch knew he had him dead to rights there, even dropped the voice line.
That's one of the toughest things when you play Pango Razor, right? You see this matchup and you immediately think, oh, but he can break the link. Yeah, but if you're breaking the link, that means that you can't swashbuckle for anything else, right? So the Pango can adapt 2 ways. You can either take a couple points in Shield Crash, thus reducing the cooldown. That means no points in Lucky Shot, though. Like, you have 2 points in Swashbuckle and 3 in Shield Crash, or vice versa. And with the cooldown reductions, you can last it with Shield Crash, and you can Swashbuckle to escape. But it feels bad. So instead, you just die. That's what he just did there.
Oh, Speed's going to be able...
He went for the traditional build, but it's not good.
Speed evades death there as they pick up the kill onto Bloody 9. Mid lane, though, Lina is pumping in a lot of damage to this Tier 1 tower. That's level 6 for TA. She's going to set up traps and hope to, slow these waves a little bit. It's been rather powerful. Here's a thought. What if Snapfire Shard allowed you to feed enemies cookies?
That would be kind of broken.
You think?
I think repositioning abilities are super strong at Dota.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why Tiny was so strong, even as a 4, despite him being nerfed over and over again. Yeah. Marcy is kind of ridiculous for that reason.
You're missing.
Magnus.
You're missing. Yeah, I was gonna say you're missing the big one, Pudge.
Well, but even Magnus was recent. I mean, Pudge is Pudge, right? Magnus is the recent one, but like even heroes like Batrider, right? He was always the king of the repositioning ability, and they're like, well, you can do anything to Batrider, but his lasso will always be strong. So and the current meta rolled around.
Does that make Pudge the jester of repositioning abilities? Because most of the time,
yeah, Pudge is the Jenkins.
Because most of the time you get clowns as your Pudges, unfortunately. Yeah.
That was a nice way of putting it. Yeah, clowns, I guess. Yeah.
Bloody 9. I think he's gonna die here. Oh, nice little ring around the rosy, but they got vision on him. Bushwhack catches 2. Oh. No way. Do they actually turn this? Yes, they will with the Ravage. No, it's gonna turn the other way. Speed picks up the kill. Yarian is gonna not have another ability here, so yeah, Speed will just walk this one off. But Ravage there to pick up the kill on the Bloody 9. That's always
it's good.
That's always a little bit of a tilter when you're a support. Because it's like, it's one of those things, you know the meme of like the guy crying and he's got the mask over his face, but he's crying behind? It's one of those things when you're like, ha, but you used your ulti for me, but you're just like still salty.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the you used your ulti for me is the classic line of salty Dota player, right? You know that person is not going places when they say
You
that.
try not to be, but it's like, unless like you guys immediately win the game or get roast or something is immediately gratifying. Like what else was Tidehunter going to use Ravage for, right? He's not going to...
No. Because this is the thing, right? If you tell your teammates he used ulti, right? That's when it actually mattered. But when you're all chatting it at 100% you being salty, that's how you tell the difference, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, when you tell your enemies, haha, you ulted for me, compared to when you tell your teammates. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yep.
It's a good way of putting it.
Oh, Stonebank again. Could be in trouble. Oh, he's enraged. He's not in trouble. Yarn's so good. These bushwhacks. However, he got hit by the anchor smash there, so he has no damage. Also took a lot of damage. As a result, Yarn keeping his
blocking
distance.
each other.
This kind of body blocked. That's not great. Ziz died as a result of the body block. Luki coming with the rolling thunder. He's coming in fast. He's coming in strong. And that's a dead speed.
That is dead speed. There's a lot of heroes down here now. There's 4 heroes, in fact, as Bloody9 did end up TPing. I think mid lane walked over down bottom. More like meandered on over. Without boots, this guy, I mean, he's got a mount, but this mount only has 2 legs, so it's not really all that fast. That's the problem. He needs to get on his this tractor.
So, if you look at these plays, usually, especially coming from the last meta, you look at an offlaner TPing to the safe lane, and you go, that's not a right play. Because what do you do now, right? Now, you can't push this tower. Kind of lost the time. But my theory is that this is actually the right play with the new meta that's coming up. With like these Razor carries and Kunkka carries that actually will kick your offlaner out of the lane because that's just the nature of these heroes. You're much better off, rather than just sitting top and doing nothing, going bottom and getting a kill. Even if you don't get an objective. Ooh. As Bloody9, by the way, gets killed.
Yeah, wow, that was a level 1 meld. There's not even a Blightstone on TA. She just did like 600 damage to that poor Disruptor.
In fact, I like this rotation a lot, because now Pango goes bottom, right? He's protecting the dead lane, theoretically. Because your carry is not the one that can kick Tide out of the lane, right? Especially not with Ravage. And Lina goes to a triangle instead. She's going to be your main farming core, as she also can push out the lane faster against this Razor, who's a nuisance. So I like the space and how they're using it on DogChamp. Stonebank and Rage.
Well, they hit him with another Kisses Ravage. They're going to only hit to the 2 supports, and they're going to turn with a Static Storm. Kinetic Field, though, is going to end as Luki cuts the back lines here. Needs 1 more auto attack for the kill on the snap, and will find it now. Bloody9 here, falling quite low, but Oklahoma wants this kill into the Ursa. Great bushwhack, though, from Yaren. Can they get another slow off the acorn shot? They will, as Stonebank turns, and he's going to be blasted there by the Wild Wing Ripper. Luki continuing to bounce around. 3 kills now with the bushwhack onto 2. He's got another shield crash as another bushwhack from Yaren is going to hold down Albino Zebra. He has a TP, but it looks like it's going to be an ultra kill denied from Luki as Bloody9 is going to yoink that kill with a Thunderstrike.
This furry draft is so strong for DogChamp, it's crazy. They're such good Hoodwink and Pango players. I mean, I am so impressed. Yarn is playing such a solid game on this Hoodwink. To the point that was that Ravage partially to also break? I don't know. He seemed to have broken the tree right before. They're just playing a great game. Luki's doing the right rotations. He's actually recovered so nicely from a bad lane, being the Tide of all things. And Tide was actually having a decent lane because of the Snapfire combo, right? And now they forced the Razor bottom because now he has something to do here. He can actually push the tower instead of defending up top. So this opens up the map more for DogChamp because they can go push top instead, and they leave only Yarn bottom, which is fine. He can die. It doesn't matter. He's here to have experience.
Yep. He's being a bit annoying in these trees. Snap.
You have Rolling Thunder as well, so Luki can actually defend this.
No, he's thinking about it. He's not going to scare them off. And there's the Smoke Gank breaking now as DogChamp will rotate 2 over from the mid lane. They're going to be able to catch up here. Double stun, even double committing there. LSA or the Rolling Thunder or the Sharpshooter, take your pick, but either way, for speed, he's going to go down. Nice pick off there as the Glimpse is going to find another one on Albino Zebra. Static Storm there to cover his tracks as Bloody9 still should end up dying here. Kiss is coming down, will pick off the kill, but it's actually going to be the Razor in trouble as Fade is going to be able to pick off that kill. I think that was Murdoch's own Yule Scepter, and it's not going to save him here from the Lina. Dragon Slay, but Fade with 350 move speed will chase after this kill onto the Snapfire. Scatterblast slows her briefly, needs to turn for another auto attack, but the single tree breaks vision. And Fade is not going to be able to get that last auto attack out.
Well, still they got the kill on the Razor. I don't think it's that bad. Once again, Luki doing a great job of just kind of annoying the enemy team, forcing them to play this way. Now they actually gave the top lane to Stonebank, so he actually recovered a place to go and farm. They played this very nice. I'm actually really impressed with DogChamp. I think that Electronic Poise they're trying to execute their game plan, but it seems like they're falling into the DogChamp's ideas. And that's not ideal for your squad.
Dog.
Ty wants to push us tier 1 so desperately, but he just can't. And they've actually taken the tier 1 mid as a result of all these shenanigans.
What do you think DogChamp ideas are? It's like you should not be able to ban Pangolier. You have to have at least one animal type on your team.
No, no, you savage. I mean, DogChamp is like... Oh, I missed that. DogChamp is like trying to play... They know they can't push up top because the Razor's too threatening, so they go down bottom and play in their own dead lane, which is really nice. They go and get kills as a result. They actually distract them. They take control of the tier 1, which allows them to go for Roche. Of course, now the Roche gets defended. Well done. But this is all so good for DogChamp. They're playing the map how they like it. They're even going to take the tier 1 with Lina, perhaps, on Fade. That's really good.
Another DogChamp idea. Subscribe to twitch.tv/LukiLuki. You know, it's a couple... they got a lot of ideas, right? About how they want to run the world.
Okay.
Ravage out from speed as they're going to catch up to the Ursa and blast him back to the fountain with that scatter blast. And for 30 seconds, he lived through the engagement through Roche. And actually, with a Deso not yet completed for TA, can they get through this? Gush minus armor, there's no little shredder. Just the bloodlusts? This is close. Cook out of speed, finds the two supports. Nice.
Luki still has Rolling Thunder.
Can't believe they're still fighting this, huh? 2v... Oh my god, Luki, what is this? You're not supposed to be able to catch people here.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. That's what a Pango spammer will know.
Oh, wow.
Some walls are too fat. Oh, no. He's going to die, though, man.
Double buyback. One from the Ogre, one from the Disruptor. He's going to bring him back here. Static Storm as well is going to catch the TA and allows the Ursa and Lina to tear right through her. Tide might be next. He gets the Anchor Smash off, but it's going to be the Fury swipes and the furious attacks from the Lina that end up getting him killed.
This is Roche. This should be Roche.
Nice buyback from Bloody Nine. That turned into a very well worth it buyback.
That was a very good buyback. No hesitation as well. I've liked this from DogChamp. They're not hesitating when making these plays. It was very, very good. Yeah. To be fair though, this is like the reason why we're concentrating so much on DogChamp in this early mid game is because it's theirs to kind of win and to play well. Now we're heading when TA gets her items, it should be the TA Razor game for a little bit. And she's close to Desolator. Once this happens, E-Boy should be a bit stronger. But I think DogChamp has gotten enough of a lead and mitigated this impact enough to not be too worried about this fact. Especially with the Roche taking. That's a big deal. Because if Ursa doesn't take it, which of course he should, it's the TA who's taking it next.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to compare and contrast this to last game, right? Because last game I made a claim, oh, you know, Aegis is kind of part of TA's repertoire, right? Like that's one of the items you get with Deso. You get Blink, you play super, super aggressively. She doesn't have that option anymore because it's gone into the paws of the Ursa Warrior. And instead, he's going to be able to get his items online. He's going to have BKB. He's got this Diffusal, this early fighting build. TA cannot fight into this. Even maybe with Aegis, should be a little bit hesitant to do so. But especially without Aegis, she's got no choice. So it's a much different style of Dota that she's going to be shoehorned into. Something that she can still do, of course, because for a while, TA mid was the norm and maybe still is. So she can still recover quite nicely just by farming in the jungle. But it's going to be up to DogChamp here to make this first 5-minute Aegis really count. And already they're setting up for another tier 2 tower, probably just a tier 2 trade. Fade is back BKB. Ursa Warriors building a BKB. Luki. He's got a Maelstrom. And Orb of Corrosion. Whoa, whoa, they're defending this? They are defending this. There's a Ravage. Okay, but they cancel the TP of the Tidehunter. And that means that they're going to have to sacrifice the Snapfire.
So, interesting. Well, I mean, it's not that big a deal to use this, right? But it just seems unnecessary.
They're gonna keep pushing. 15-minute wagon. He's gonna get to get some damage onto the tier 3. They canceled 2 TPs, so they're gonna be slow to react to this. In fact, probably too slow, Lavo. There's no fortify.
The speed can't use the Ravage here unless he just wants to.
Oh,
he's stuck. Static Storm. Can they kill him? This will be huge if they can kill him. He's still stuck in the Static Storm. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. He's dead. No Ravage now. He has to buy back if he wants to fight this.
They will.
There's the buyback. Okay, now you leave.
Yeah, that's huge though. 2 or 3 towers down. They almost even got the ranged
huge.
barracks. And oh, the wagon almost followed up on them. That wagon MVP. It was like the wagon from all the short film contests. There were so many wagons at the short film contest this year. I don't know.
I think it's the most valued creep, right?
Oh,
by people.
Oh, for sure. And by Ice Frog, he protects them from so many things except Marana Arrow and now Punch Hook.
I know you hate
I do.
You want to make it a rant again?
No,
or
it's
you
not
just
relevant
go
right
for
now, you know? I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll save it.
Just saying. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, I love Cardi, honestly. My favorite creep in the game. I mean, so many things in Dota are actually based around that 10 or 5 or 50-minute catapult, right? I think that was a really good use of it, to be honest. And even taking the tier 3 up top, that's huge. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, they've got to be careful here because they can... Getting range barracks is not really that big of a deal. Of course, it's the one with, was it less HP, right? Yeah, less HP, doesn't regen, so...
Let me argue against that, though, because if you get this early, because this top lane will constantly be pushing in, is a huge hassle for Electronic Boys.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it's that... I actually think it's pretty good to take it.
It's not too big of... I mean, if it was... The problem is it's just like 1 to 4, right? And the range creep does do more damage, of course, but generally if the lane is still losing, then the range creep gets like still 4-shot by the regular creeps, even if it's a super... But generally speaking, yeah, it is going to push a little bit more. But there's a reason why teams go for the melee barracks if they can first. What are these lines?
Yeah, I understand that concept. I'm just saying that it's pretty much like a Lycan shard, essentially, for that.
Yeah, that's...
I'm happy with that.
It's a decent way of putting it.
And you can continue to push pretty happily right now if you're a DogChamp. You still have the Aegis in your possession. I mean, they have Ravage, though. That's the one thing. You played so well that Ravage is still up. So
Lena, gets a kill on bottom as Murdoch is going to eat a Laguna Blade and a Sharpshooter. 2 very big nukes for him, and no BKB for him to activate means he just has to tank that damage. Also tanking damage is TA. She goes side shopping and is going to be mugged here. Secret shop owner is just going to close his eyes and look the other way.
I absolutely love what they're doing here. I mean, I think Murdoch made a mistake there, but like I think their playstyle here by DogChamp is just the right amount of aggressive. They're putting Electronic Boys in a pickle because they don't know what to do here with the Razor and TA. They should be stronger.
This would be a dieback, so I think it's kind of worth pursuing. There's a tier 2 and 2 buybacks available. There's the Static Storm down. No chance he gets off a Ravage now. They just need the one more Fury swipe, and they've got him. Team fight kind of breaking apart here. They're going to lose the Disruptor. That's a dieback for him as well. But who's this? Luki underneath the tier 2 tower. He's going to blink forward aggressively even. And careful here. Murdoch is not going to be able to get a leash onto the squirrel because you can't put a leash on a squirrel. She's got a 4-staff. Can't do that.
Actually, very serious thing. If you domesticate squirrels, they become super lazy and they end up dying. So really be careful about that. Even if you feed them, you have to feed them like low-calorie nuts because otherwise they become dependent on you. It's like a very serious issue. That's my PSA for the day.
Thank you for your PSA of the day.
Don't feed squirrels.
Yeah, don't feed squirrels.
Don't feed squirrels. Especially not peanuts. They're very greasy and they get fat.
Who, the peanuts get fat?
No, the squirrels. And then other squirrels. Did you know other squirrels will bully you? They see you being fat.
I used to get bullied by squirrels on my college campus as well.
Were you fat as well?
They would take my. They would take my nuts though. They would always. I would be eating peanuts and they would bully me for them.
Well, that's bad because you gave them the peanuts and they're fatty. So that now,
choice.
like, see, this is your problem.
I had no choice.
Well,
the squirrels are so aggressive.
Some would say they are actually very aggressive. Anyway, that aside, this Hoodwink is particularly aggressive as well this game. What a game by Yaren this whole time. Kind of just... His Bushwhacks have been enough, and his Sharpshooter has not really been necessary for the Tide because the Disruptor counter has been so strong. DogChamp has been utilizing the strength of the draft pretty effectively. Electronic Boys need to find a hole, and I think their hole resides around this timing when TA should be online and so does Razor.
Oh, yeah, but Oklahoma...
I'm not the fan of
being stalked. LSA is going to miss, but Bushwhack does not. Sharpshooter, Laguna Blade, they perfectly get through. The refraction charges, and that's going to be another big kill here on the TA. She keeps trying to play this bottom area, but with so many heroes missing, it's always a bit of a gamble whether or not you're going to walk into, well, just another kill attempt like that. Her twice death now. Her second death, her twice death.
Her twice death. It is 3... No. Anyway, the build on the Razor, by the way, now I noticed the Yosodor is really odd. I think the only carry here is the TA. Really.
Yeah.
Usually you'd go Falcon Blade plus something else.
He's going to jump onto the Speed Tide Hunter. And my goodness, look how perfectly he bounces off of all these stairs. He's not even missing a beat, man.
Honestly, it's really clean. It's really satisfying to watch that. But you see how what does Murdoch do there, right? Well, Yules you like he does nothing. The Razor is not a threat. And the TA is really the only carry. So if Oklahoma is ever out of position, I don't know. Like Tide is not the best hero at cutting lanes because he just dies immediately. So I guess TA has to do it. But if TA does it, then you lose your only damage source.
Yeah, I was also really surprised to see this Yule Scepter purchase. I remember I called it when he used it down bottom and then died anyway, and I was like, well, that's all it's going to do for you this game, though. You know, this is like an old off-lane Razor build, even.
Yeah, it's like a mid-lane Razor build, which is so weird for a carry. You just don't have a carry. Like, yeah, I remember you calling it. I just kind of glossed over it in my mind. It's like, oh, yeah, Yule Scepter Razor, right? It's normal. It's not that big a deal. But then I realized, wait, it's carry. And you're putting all your eggs in the TA basket, and I think it's a really hard game for Oklahoma. Especially because now the point of inflection is not TA getting Desolator or Dragonlance, right? It's her getting BKB. And she still needs time for that.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Yeah, she doesn't even have Blink.
I'm assuming next row shot.
So it's like, how does she reach enemies? Yeah. I mean, she's going to have it. I think, is she going to sell these Bands of Elven skin for BKB? Yes.
That is rough seeing a carry have, or, well, I guess a carry in this case.
Just one band, though. Just one Band of Elven skin. But Luki just picked up his Basher, so he's kind of recovered, hasn't he?
Well, but he had to sell the... Oh,
no, he got disassembled, right?
Disassembled. Yeah. Okay, it's not that bad. It's 250 gold you lost. It's not a big deal. Right,
exactly.
I think it's the right choice anyway.
Oh, Roche is up. They could probably sneak this. This time they have Deso and higher levels in Gush, so it would be pretty fast. But the problem is they need to get to the Roche pit without being scouted, and that's not going to happen. Yule Scepter on the Bloody Nine. Down he goes. That was the Yules of the Snapfire. Oh, there's a Silver Edge on Lina. My goodness.
Oh, almost killed Tide. Just a magical
Murdoch,
alone.
what?
Murdoch,
you can't fight this. Murdoch, no.
You cannot. Murdoch's going to die.
Luki. Oh, by the TA. They got through it with the sharpshooter, as well as the swashbuckle. 3 dead. They needed to get to the Roche without being scouted, and unfortunately, they kind of just did the equivalent of shooting a firework in the sky. Except the firework was not a firework, it was Lina. Oh, tough.
Yeah, that was really good. The DogChamp is looking amazing this game.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, like I said, you know, all of a sudden they pick Pango and everything looks so good for them, right?
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a point to be said that when you're on your comfort pick, I actually don't know. I want to ask him when we get the interview later, who's making the calls in game, but like you probably make much more confident calls because you know when you're stronger. I don't know who it is, but it's it looks really solid. They have like plans every time. I also would say that Electronic Boys look a bit more haphazard in their execution. They just seem a bit random when they kind of are fighting a knot, right? We've seen multiple times like Ravage is up, but you're not fighting on your Tide exactly, and like someone's slightly out of position. Like the idea that Murdoch could ever defy a Lina, you know?
That's a good way of putting it. Defy.
Stonebank. Has BKB anyway. Oh, Static Storm used just for good measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the bear for a walk, but the Lina's the real problem. Now that Luki has a Blink Dagger, he's a problem as well. They don't quite catch Murdoch. They force the BKB regardless. Now as everyone's on the retreat, Bloody Nine could be in trouble. He himself heals ever so slightly. Kinetic field set up. Bloody Nine's still alive. In comes Stoneback. He's living for now. In fact, Murdoch might be the one who's in trouble. Murdoch being attacked by Stoneback, the fire shield protecting him. They needed one more jump. They didn't have it. Instead, they're going to go for Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's going to be torn to shreds. They bring back the Ogre. They want to play with him. Oh, no, he broke. They're going to take down the racks now. Electronic Boys with little to do this game, but press the GG.
Yeah, honestly. Well, you got to press the G key twice here, specifically.
Oof, that's hard.
So that's so much more work to do, but yeah, this game is just rough for them. Seeing that kind of disruptor just walk out of the fight, and then E-Boys trying to get back into their fountain with the Dodo equivalent of their tails between their legs is just so difficult. These kisses are not going to do anything. It's too far away. They don't even get the creep wave, unfortunately, as Fade will eventually turn for that first tier 4 tower. Has an Iascati now as their Stoneback making the jump in. That's the Yules used, of course. There's the Ravage finally out, but Fade's going to shrug it off with the BKB. Look for the kill on the Snapfire. Yules Receptor now popped there, and a Static Storm is going to prevent any further spell usage, probably for the rest of the game here, as Speed is going to have to throw in the towel. It's going to be a 2-1 victory for DogChamp. Well played. Very well played.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this was their best performance by a fair long